Hello again everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Nice to see you all again. Hope you can hear me over the rather strong wind we've got here today. And I've made the trip back across the Severn Estuary back into South Wales again to Morfa. My regular partner Chris has buggered off for a week's marlin fishing in the Med in the Canary Islands. Unfortunately my distinct lack of sea legs means I can't really join him. I threw up just looking at it. So I decided, had a spare day, I'd come down here. We've got a wind straight in our face today. We've arrived about an hour and a half before low. I've nipped into Real Fun and got some rag, and I've got some frozen baits too. Despite it being really windy, it's quite warm. I've only got shorts on. Looking at the sea there, it's not too bad. Hopefully there's some hounds around, maybe a ray. Could even pick up a bass or so. I'm just going to fish on the fixed spool rod. I think I'm just going to fish a short pulley with rag, maybe tipped with squid. Size 1s maybe, nothing too big. And then on the multiplier rod, I'll probably fish a dongle with something bigger on it. Right, well, I'll tackle up and then I'll join you shortly. Cool, look at the size of these ragworm. That is an absolute donkey of a ragworm. I don't think I'm going to need more than one. Blimey. He's longer than the baiting needle. Oh, oh. I've just got some Camasan size 1 B940s. Oh, they're definitely sharp. They're a good strong hook, they'll hold the hound easily, but they're small enough that hopefully if a smaller fish comes along he'll be alright taking it as well. Right. Alright, all ready to go. One other angler just a bit further down there. Let's see what's out there. Yeah, there's my second bait about to go out, so that's half a softy crab and a bit of squid, 3/0 circle, perfection loop, dongle, blah de blah. Let's get that one out. Well, something had to go at that. There's not a lot left of that rag, is there? Bloody hell. Missed that one. Come on, fishies. There's a fish. He's in. About time too. That took a long time coming. Oh yeah, that feels good. Feels like quite a good one. To wait till after low. On the ragworm. He wants to go. Oh, look at that, it's a ray. Would you believe it? I felt sure that would be a hound. It's a small-eyed. Come on, mate. Oh, he didn't want to come in. Oh, he's all a bit caught up. Oh, there we go. Definitely going to get the hooks in me. Nicely hooked. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Ray. Off you go. Well, hopefully that's the start of a bit more action. It's the first proper bite I've had. Right, whole softy going out now. That looks a nice bait. God, it's like a dead bird. Oh, goodness me. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, it's a hound. Where have they been the whole session? nowhere to be seen, and then now, bizarre. Oh well, not going to complain. On rag again. Let's outfish the crab and everything. Oh well, I might stay on for a bit longer. Even coming off. There we go. Not a very big one, but doesn't matter. All good fun. There you go, mate. Look at him go. Very good, so there you go, just about to pack up. Turned round, the reel was spinning. So I'll give it another half an hour. It's two and a half hours after low, so surprised to get it really. Fish. Little bass. Tiny little bass. We had a few of those last time we were here. Well, there you go, that's it for another session. Not the most productive, I have to say, although conditions were really good. Not quite sure why the hounds weren't around in any number. They normally are this time of year on Morfa. Still, got one and a nice small eyed, so can't be too ungrateful. Thanks very much for watching, hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you again soon on the channel. Cheers everybody, tight lines. Hello everybody, and welcome back. Once again, I'm back on my local beach at Brean on an absolutely sweltering late afternoon. I'm not sure how hot it is. Unfortunately, my Defender hasn't got anything as fancy as a temperature outside gauge on it, but it must be in the 30s. And look, I've even got my shorts on. I've come down here about 3 3/4 hours before high, 8 o'clock high tonight, 11 meters perfect height tide. The sea actually has a hint of blue to it, which is virtually unheard of. And my regular fishing partner Chris can't be with us. He's chasing marlin in the Canary Islands for 10 days. Unfortunately, as far as I know, without any luck so far. But we wish him luck. Anyway, I'm going to be chasing something considerably smaller than that. The downside of all that is, one of the firsts on the channel is I'll be actually having to dig my own bait, which is something Chris normally does because of my back issues and the fact that I'm lazy, and he loves it. So first things first, I've got to dig some lug, which should be relatively easy. Someone's been down here sometime this afternoon and dug for quite a while. It's probably Andy for real fun or something, I would imagine, I don't know. Anyway, dig some lug, get out there 3 hours before, drop some baits in and see what happens. Could be a chance of bass and sole, I would imagine. Just fish usual rigs, 2 or 3 foot pulleys, size 4s, rolling leads. Right, I haven't been looking forward to this, but time to get the fork out and start digging. That's what we want. A few of those. Oh, there's another one. They're not too bad size. And there we go, the fruits of some hard labour. That's one way to get fit. God, blimey. But there is something rather nice about just on a whim, just saying, right, I'm going fishing, chucking the rods in the back of the landy and coming down with a fork and no bait and digging it. And I think you get that extra satisfaction when you do catch from just that. Anyway, the tide's coming in. It's going to be at the peak ledges in about 15 minutes, so I'm going to wander down that way, set up, and then think about popping one out there. Certainly don't skimp on the bait when we come here. I mean, the sea's normally not got great clarity. The fish are hunting by scent. So a good bait, which sometimes you have to be prepared to leave out for some considerable time. So something like that should do the business. Well, as I say, those of you who may have watched previous videos I've done from here will know that first cast I do like to get a bait around these peat ledges. You know, it's a featureless beach. Bass and sole and everything surely are going to be meandering, sniffing through here. I've found occasionally if you cast the other side of them, A, you may get stuck in the soft mud, and B, sometimes occasionally on retrieval you get caught in on the edges of the ledges, that's a good one, which really you want to avoid if you can. Bit of weed out there, I don't know what that's doing. Anyway, the rod's back there about 140 yards away. Sounds a long way, but it's an 11 metre tide, pretty well perfect. Anything for Brean I prefer between about 10.5 and 11.5 metres on the Western Supermare scale would, I think, be right. And you can see how fast it's moving in, you know, virtually a slow walking pace. So where to put it? I mean, obviously if I drop one here, it's not going to be in a fishing depth for about another 15 minutes probably. I just think about here, to be honest. Just plonk it there. That's it. I'm just going to leave it there and walk it back. And hope that weed doesn't get caught on it. That's my only slight concern. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's move some of this weed out of the way. Not too bad, but you can get on your line quite easily. Sure where it's come from really, because there hasn't been strong winds the last few days. Presumably just the size of the tide. Weed normally isn't an issue unless there's a raging southwesterly here, so a bit strange. Doesn't that look beautiful? All it needs now is a couple of fish. Right, tide's nearly with us, time to move back. Yeah, that's weed, I think. Damn it. Where's all that weed come from? Is there a small bass on there? Yeah. Little schooling. Yeah. It was a fish. Not a very big one. Well, now it's a high. I've had a series of little bites on both rods, and then eventually landed a tiny little schooly bass, as you saw. I think they're the culprits. Which is a bit disappointing. There's still time. All those sandhoppers. There, could be a fish. Yep. Another little bass. Nice as they are to see, not quite what I want. Oops. Off you go, that way. No, that way. That way. He's off. Got a load of slack on this long one there. Right at the end of the reel, look at that. God. It's going to take forever to get in. Ooh, something there though. Ooh, it might be a bit bigger. Oh yeah. I have to walk it back. I've got some weed caught in the top of the rod there. Oops. A little bit bigger. Well, getting towards high tide now. An absolutely stunning late afternoon, early evening we've had. There's certainly plenty of fish about. Unfortunately tonight, not of any great size, but it almost doesn't really matter when it's like this. Give it another 10 minutes, I think. I've run out of bait, so I've only got one rod in the water anyway. Silver chance of another fish. Another flat line there. Just as I had to pick up the rod and call it a day. That feels like a slightly better fish. Yeah, I'd say that's a slightly better fish. What a nice way to end the session. Yeah. Yes, a better fish, this one. He's probably going to go in a minute. No, about the same. Okay, mate, you're going back. There we go. He's off. Well, that was good, wasn't it? 4 bass, nothing special. But what a fantastic evening. And there you go, 2 trips. One to Morfa, one to my home turf at Brean, And I'd say that's pretty well an honourable draw. Slightly bigger fish at Morfa, but there is the drive and the walk to consider. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you all again on the channel sometime soon. Take care everybody, tight lines, cheerio.